Hello again everyone, this is Michinatsu. It's already a bit into 2025, but how are your New Year's resolutions going? Are you sticking to the new habits that you set? I guess many of you guys might be thinking, oh, I completely forgot about them, just like every year. And you've got a bit of guilt, right? I hear you. I'm really thrilled to say I managed to achieve the goals that I set for 2024. So for this year too, I'm so ready to go strong. In today's video, I want all of us to look back on what we set, our New Year's resolutions, and I would love to share some tips that I have personally found helpful for bringing about changes in life. I assume most of you guys have set at least like a couple of to-do lists or goals for this year. If you haven't, which is completely okay, why do you spare a bit of time and think about them? And if you're ready, let's crush them together, shall we? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you have got any questions, comments, please let me know. I would love to hear what you have to say. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you're more than welcome to as well. Alright, let's get right into it. Some might be surprised when you hear this, but it's definitely a blind spot with crucial power, so please hear me out. Before you set a new routine or take action, the very first thing you've got to do is actually face your fear. Not recognizing your fear can become the biggest reason why we give up on our goals. It's a little bit uncomfortable to admit, but many of us set our New Year's resolutions or even like life goals driven by fear. Often the things that we want or even like goals that we set, things we are absolutely sure are positive, are actually built on a hidden sense of fear or dread. So basically it's gonna be like, I want it because I'm scared of not having it. I want it because I'm scared of falling short. I want to make more money. I want to look more beautiful. I want to be promoted. Based on the surface, they might look like ambitious goals, right? But in some cases, we can see some negative incentives behind them. I'm worried about my future. Like, what if I don't have enough money when I turn 50? That's why I want to make more money. Oh, I feel ugly. I'm scared of aging and my face changing. That's why I want to look more beautiful. I want to put more money and energy into skincare routine. I don't feel confident. I'm scared of staying a loser for the rest of my life. That's why I need a promotion. That's why I need a status. I want you to think about it. We carry different kinds of fears. Fear of the future, getting older, losing your loved ones, losing your job, losing your house, losing money, falling short in money. In reality, these fears are often something our minds created. So it's not reality. Well, fear is not bad like all the time. Fear does protect us. As I mentioned, working harder because you're scared of losing your job. Yes, you work hard, you take action. That's great. Or let's say doing an intensive workout, which I used to do because you're scared of gaining weight, or studying hard for certificates because you're anxious about your future career. It drives you to take action. But if you let it run our lives all the time, we end up letting fear control us. So we might face consequences instead of results that we are hoping for. The biggest pitfall of letting your goals be driven by fear is it often leads to destructive behaviors. I'm scared of losing my job, so beating up myself is kind of necessary. And then we know all too well how this story can end, right? Especially in countries like Japan. But let's compare that to I want to explore new opportunities, new possibilities. That's why I want to challenge myself. That's why I want to work harder. It's the exact same action, isn't it? Working hard, but can you see how different they sound from each other? Or as an English learner, how about this one? I don't want to embarrass myself in English. That's why I want to study harder. I want to enjoy conversation in English, and that's why I want to study English harder. A lot of people don't want to admit this, but I feel like a lot of people study English harder because they are scared of making a mistake. They do not want to embarrass themselves. That's why they push themselves to study harder. And then in the end, it's really sad, but a lot of people start hating English. But if your goal is coming from from a positive cause. For example, you want to enjoy conversation, you want to meet new people, you want to explore new possibilities using English, I think you're more likely to stay motivated. And most importantly, I think you get to understand making a mistake, even though it sounds a little bit negative, it's part of progress. I think that negative motivation can wear you down so easily. And the worst case, it might make you do crazy things, which are called in Japanese kurorekishi. It's like embarrassing past or cringe-worthy history. I want you to think of those moments, like when you look back and think like, why on earth did I do that? Again, I wouldn't say all the time, but typically that's when we are being controlled by fear. Like when you think about it now with a calm, chill mindset, you can see how crazy it was. And the thing is, it might look like you're working hard towards your goals, right? But it's not sustainable. You might regret it later or realize later like how important your health is or your family and most importantly, your beautiful self. To be honest, it reminds me of my juken periods. I don't know about you, but I studied like crazy. I stayed up until like 2 a.m. and I didn't even want to spare time to listen to my friends. I feel so bad. Like I know it was not right to do, but at the time, I was so stressed and I was like, I can't even waste a minute, even 1 minute. I have to study. So whether teachers complimented me for my hard work or I might have got some results in study, I was not doing the best. I was not doing the right thing, completely driven by fear. Fear of not getting the status, fear of not getting the right job in the future, and a fear of disappointing people around me. That fear was massive. Now I can understand it, and then I think I can kind of forgive myself. So I would say in the long game, I was not winning. It might look like I was winning at the time, but I think I was only losing in the long game. So that's why I recommend facing to fear now. Why don't you write down all the things you're genuinely afraid of? Like you can be honest with yourself. Nobody is watching you. Nobody cares what you write or what you think. You can be vulnerable. Why don't you take time and think about the fears that you have regarding these: work, money, relationships, friendships, family, lifestyle, and health. As an example, at work, I might go, what if my current manager quits and someone malicious replaces him? Or what if I never get to the work that I truly enjoy? After you're done, you probably realize like how many fears and anxieties that we carry. Usually, we just push them away and pretend we are not scared of anything. But I think even if we don't consciously acknowledge them, body and mind know exactly where they are. And also after you finish writing, you might realize like those fears are all like imaginary, like they are not necessarily the reality. For example, who said my manager is quitting soon? Or who said that I will never get to do the work that I enjoy? In reality, nothing is set in stone. Like our future is something we can create. Remember, fear is just fear. And it's false evidence appearing real as perception that we are responding to. After you finish writing, you're welcome to rip off the page and scrunch it, burn it if you want. Just imagine that you're letting go of those fears. I know it's not easy, but you can try. And after that, look back at the goals that you originally made and ask yourself if there was any fear behind your resolutions. If there was, probably you want to consider adjusting a little bit. And instead of being pushed by fear, check your resolutions are driven by positive feelings such as ambition, gratitude, hope, and possibly love, and all the good things. Just please make sure of what's guiding you forward. Let's move on to the second tip. You've got your resolutions, right? They are set and ready to slay, smash them. I think we all know what to do next. Just do it, right? Just do it. Huge shout out to Nike for such an inspirational quote. Here's where a lot of people hesitate. You set a goal, but you hesitate to take action. People set a new routine, but they never get to do it. And here's a beautiful piece of advice from me. You can change your routine, by adapting a new routine to change it. We often hear about routines for achieving something, for example, improving your English or being productive or like losing weight or something like that. But to start a new routine, you also need to establish a routine to incorporate that routine. Now, what I want to talk about is to take action. That's a must. 100% we need to do that to achieve your dreams. But to take action, to just do it, we want to implement a new routine. And then now what I want to recommend is routine, which is changing your voice in your head. So along with taking action, I would recommend changing your words as well. Essentially, it will drive you to take action. When I achieved a few of my goals in the past, there was one big shift that I made. That was changing my words. I honestly think changing your words can transform your life. And changing the words inside you first can lead you to take action. New actions that you have to take to achieve your dreams. For example, you want to be confident in your skills, right? And then work on them. But if your inner voice keeps telling you like how terrible you are, or like how lazy you are, or like how boring the task is, I don't think you will see positive results. It might make you give up on them. Even like we don't say it aloud, we are talking to ourselves like constantly. A lot of people say like, oh, I don't have any thoughts, I don't have any opinions, but I think it's a lie. It's a big lie, because why do you want to check the articles? Because they provoke some feelings and your opinions. I feel like many of us kind of hesitate to say it aloud because we don't want to hurt someone's feelings, or like we don't want to, in Japanese there is a word like 場の空気を壊す. We don't want to offend someone. Nobody's mind is blank. And then now what I want you to think about is how you talk to yourself. If your head is full of, for example, negative messages, something like, oh, I'm so useless, I should have done this, I should have done that, I'm so lazy, why can't I do this? Like some of us might be replying like negative moments like a broken record. If we want a positive future and a better future, or even like new me, changing our inner dialogue before changing action is absolutely necessary. Only changing our habits, such as adding more study hours or doing exercise or going out more often, won't necessarily guarantee the results. What you're doing and what you're thinking, they don't match together, so it doesn't bring the best results. It's a national top secret, so I can't really show you what I write in my journal. But for example, I do like daily to-do list on this side. I make boxes, and at the end, I try to write positive affirmations. If you're interested, I might make a PDF about like books and some websites that I recommend. They're very, very helpful. So when it comes to achieving goals or becoming a better person, the first thing that I would consider is the dialogue in my head. For example, I can do this, I enjoy doing this, or like I'm excited to see how I change, or like I'm proud of myself or studying. This kind of conversation to yourself is really important. I know some of you might be skeptical, but for me, it worked very well and it's been so helpful, and still I love doing it. Watch out how you talk to yourself, especially cheer yourself up, because otherwise, who's gonna do it for you, right? Change your words to a positive way. It's also a routine as well. Change the routine of how you think. Once you change how you think, what you do is gonna start changing as well. It's really exciting, isn't it? Okay, let's go to the last tip. We have mostly talked about mindsets so far, which I love. I always love talking about mindsets. Let's move on to the actions. Instead of cramming all the new routines, get rid of what you do not need. Stop doing things that don't serve you anymore, and then focus on what truly matters to you. Let's think about it. Like a lot of people say, I'm so busy, I don't have time, but is it really true? We say like, oh, we don't have time to read, but a lot of people read the, long description in like Insta post. I don't know, I shouldn't say it, but like all the long story, like it can be a book. We have time to read those, but apparently we don't have a time to read even like one page. I'm so busy with like house chores, all the chores to do, right? Yeah, we are busy with cleaning and cooking and all that, but we still have time to watch vlogs, people cooking and cleaning and going for shopping. Where does the time come from, right? Oh, sorry, I'm too busy to reply to all the messages. But we are always on the phone. But apparently, we don't have time to reply to the people who matter to us. To be honest, I've always believed in enjoying the process. So I'm not the kind of person who believes in like efficiency, like all about efficiency. I don't want to be an efficiency advocate. But over the past few years, what I have learned was like being conscious of time. And I found like how many things in my daily routines are optional. Like I can choose if I do it or not. Nobody is asking me to study hard. Nobody is asking me to keep this house clean. I have to do it because someone is telling me or because other people are doing it. But in the end, I'm the one who is responsible for what I do. You can remove so many routines and things that you do daily, and especially stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. I stopped looking at my phone on the train. And then magic happens. I've got time to read. To get to work, I get off at Flinders, basically one stop early, because I can do an exercise and I can listen to podcast. And instead of checking messages and emails like every 10 or 15 minutes, instead I decided to check all the messages at the end of the task, so then I can save time, right? I believe we've got ample time to achieve our dreams. Even though people say, yes, busy, and I understand that. But the thing is, it's not gonna knock our door. We have to invite them. We have to find them ourselves. Time is kind of hiding you. It's a shame because it's such a fortune, but we forget like how precious it is. As always, I love sharing what I learned. I'm proud of myself bringing in changes, and I'm proud of like how like good I changed in the last couple of years. And I'm also super excited for you guys as well. And another thing that I'm starting to learn is change can be easy and comfortable. Change is important, and I think change makes you stronger. Depending on how you think, change can be really good and exciting as well. So what I want to do now is enjoy the change and bringing in more changes with you guys. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you've got any questions, comments, please let me know. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you're more than welcome to as well. All right, I see you in the next video soon.